This lecture will show you how to get your Amazon Seller Central GTIN exemption. I'm going to call it a GTIN exemption. So it used to be a more straightforward process. You used to be able to go to one page on Amazon and simply apply for it and get instant approval. However, it is no longer that way. I'm saying this because I've already had my GTIN exemption. So I had to kind of crowdsource this answer by working with about 10 different people and seeing what worked for them. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this is what Amazon now displays on the old page that was very consistent and straightforward and easy. So we're gonna follow these steps. So first thing you need to do is in your Seller Central account, go to your menu, go to catalog and go to add products. Then click I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. Then choose the category. So under search, I typed in t-shirt and then I used this category at the top there. It says clothing, shoes, and jewelry, men, clothing, shirts, t-shirts. Now don't freak out that it says men. This isn't gonna have any effect on the products you publish in the future. This is just us getting to the product creation screen so that we can proceed with our GTIN exemption request. So by the way, you don't have to match the exact category that I am showing you here. You can just choose anything. Like I type in shirt, click anything, you'll be fine. Okay, next you should be taken to the product creation screen. Do not freak out. Okay, we don't need to do anything here other than check the box under the field titled external product ID. Check the box that says I don't have a product ID. It should say a GTIN exemption is required. Apply now. Go ahead and click apply now. Now, I'm working off screenshots that people sent me because I am not actually able to see where it says apply now because my account has a GTIN exemption, okay? So these are the screenshots they sent me. It looks like they ask you for your brand website URL. I think they ask you for your brand name. I have a second screenshot here where it looked like they had provided the desired brand name that they want to work with for a GTIN exemption. So the way it works, guys, is you pick your brand. Amazon will associate a GTIN exemption with that brand. And just so you know, in Tshirtgang, we said that we were going to use generic. So try to do it with generic first, okay? This is where I get a little mixed up. You may need to go through this process twice. One where you say generic and one where you say something else. I most recently have heard of people getting a GTIN exemption without using the word generic. Okay, they were able to choose something else. Like it could be Ryan's shirts. All right. And I'm assuming if you are able to get approval under a brand that is not generic, let's say it's Ryan's shirts, then you'll have to go all the way back to where we did the integration. It's basically going to be under your Amazon settings page in Tshirtgang and say, I have a registered brand. And then you'll get the ability to provide your brand. So if it's Ryan's shirts, you'll type in Ryan's shirts. If you get approved under the brand name generic, then use generic, okay? Which was one of the options on your Amazon settings page where you say, I don't have a GTIN exemption. Well, then you can select generic from the dropdown, okay? So they ask you to submit at least 2 images of your brand on, then it'll say what brand you requested on product and packaging. So you have 2 options. This is what I did most recently when they made me redo my GTIN exemption for some reason. I put my logo on a stamp from stampmaker.com and then I stamped it onto a charcuterie board. And then I took a picture and I sent it in and I got approved. I've talked to other people who were able to use apparel. So they used like a hat, t-shirt, etc. And they put their brand on the apparel products, sent in pictures and got approved. And of course you can order some of those that you'll have to design yourself. Make sure you put the brand name on them in Tshirtgang, okay? And then order them to yourself, snap a picture. You cannot fake it, all right? If you're planning on faking it, I'm pretty sure Amazon's using software that shows like if something's photoshopped in or something like that. There's definitely software that makes it pretty obvious. So I would not recommend going that route because I've not heard of anybody having success with it. Okay, so to recap, like, you can do your own brand that's not generic. I most recently have heard of people being successful not using the brand name generic. That's why I keep saying generic, by the way. It's like, that's what Amazon used to require of you, was to use the word generic as your brand. Most recently, I heard of people being able to not use generic. And if you get approval on a brand that is not the word generic in your Tshirtgang Amazon settings, click I have a registered brand, and then type in your t-shirt, your brand that was approved. Okay.